All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Virgo new moon. Stick around to the end. I intend to give some affirmations for this Virgo new moon. I intend to clarify blocked physiological cues that you can realize if your crown chakra is blocked but appearing through the physical body. All right, which Virgo is responsible for some of the systems in the physical body. In human design, this is gate 47, which is the crown chakra. So Virgo has gates all over the body, in the sacral chakra down below, the crown I just explained, and more. So just like we know Virgo is about all the small little details, this particular one is about the crown chakra. So stick around to the end, and I intend to give you some physiological cues of how you know when your crown chakra is blocked or hyperactive from a physiological standpoint. We're going to give the hyperactive cues as well. So definitely stick around for that. We have a retreat here in Guadalajara, Mexico. About 2-3 days ago, we had the last two interviews. No, one interview and then another confirmation. So that said, it's at the exact property that I'm at right here, right now. So you'll be able to have this access to this beautiful balcony, for example. And you best believe we're doing some events up here. So that's something that you can go ahead and take the time to apply. All right, take the time to apply, and you'll catch us with myself, your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby. We're generating an economy of harmony, leveraging human design and genetic astrology. And what I love about the economy is it's a lot like Mercury, okay? There's exchanges happening behind the scenes, all right? One person's like, I got this. The next person's like, I got this. We have one of the members just moved here to Mexico. Another one's like, I'm looking to move to Mexico and start building real estate and property. So now we got this member calling out this member, or not calling out, but calling this member. And then this member is feeling comfort and safety from this member. Then we got this member over here making international exchanges of goods. It's incredible. I love it. And what I love about it most is all of that's happening without me. All right. It's just me creating and looking to continue to fine tune and work on the small little pieces, all right, that allows us to work. So if you're looking to join a membership and something where y'all know weird stuff happens, okay, you see and you understand dragons, we're going to give you some, hopefully a meditation today around which particular dragons can help protect your money. Why? Because during this new moon in Virgo, we're going to have a kite. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this kite also has a grand trine, which I believe all kites do. Yeah, so there's a grand trine between Pluto and Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus, which is the money I'm talking about, which is where we're going to call on some of the dragons. So stick around for that little baby meditation. And then we have the sun in Virgo. Okay, so the closest and the strongest part of this kite, in my personal opinion, is the sun and the moon having the trine with Uranus in Taurus, right? Why? Because Uranus in Taurus at 22 degrees, and you have the moon and the sun pretty much at 22 degrees. It's at 21 degrees and 58 minutes. But anytime you go over 30 minutes, you can round up. Generally, when I'm looking at like 58, 59, you can go up. But I understand very clearly that this moon is really at 21 degrees. Okay. And then this is that last push for it to work into the life system being considered 22 degrees, or the homicidal energy. Check out my degree point theory course. All right, it's on my website if you want to know about that more. The homicide degree, where it's like we have this literal homicidal energy that you can kill somebody, okay, and it can be hidden because the moon is private at that 22 degrees, or we can shine light on that and reverse and transmutate that energy. Now that brings us closer to this Virgo new moon. Why? Because in gate 47, which is a gate of Virgo, is where the sun and the moon is at, opposing gate 22, okay, which is obviously Pisces because it's the opposite, which is more in the solar plexus. Virgo new moon is asking us to look at where are all the areas in our life that we've been oppressed, and how has that shown up as a physiological ailment, whether that could be dry skin, for example. Okay, what does dry skin equate to? You don't have your earth fertilized and the soil fertile enough, meaning maybe you're not drinking enough water, maybe you're not hydrating, and it's showing you if your plants are dying, for example, out of a lack of hydration. My plants were. It means I was not nurturing and watering my internal garden. I was not nurturing and watering and cleansing like water can do with compassion, gentleness, and grace my mental facilities, okay? My mental faculties where I had these thoughts, whatever they were. Let's say, and I want to make this very clear, that 6 months from now on this Virgo new moon, moving into 6 months later, any fears, ancestral, generational fears you've had around money of, I don't have enough money, I don't this, I don't that, you got to realize that we are, as earth signs, manifesting. Understand all the earth signs and their worries and anxieties. There's the natural karma that earth signs come back with. They worry, they have anxiety. There's always something to do. You have to wash the dishes, you have to wash the car, you then need to feed your pet, you have to water your plant, you have to mail that letter off, you have to then take care of this client, you have to make sure you pay this bill. All of this, earth signs, you love it, okay? Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, you love it. And when I came back to understanding that this is part of the karma of earth, we love it. And so this Virgo new moon is a chance to remember that we love it. And it's not about allowing it to oppress us, okay? It's more about transmutating what may look like junk and then taking that junk or that garbage and turning it into something like one metal into gold. What the scientific first understanding of transmutation energy is with the Full Metal Alchemist, for example. It's like, okay, how can I turn this piece of scrap into gold? Gold as something valuable. So this is the energy of the vulture. When I thought about this and I had like this shamanic presence come through for me, and it was like, it told me, tell them about the vulture today on this Virgo new moon message at 22 degrees, 21 degrees, okay? 21 being Sag, which is, again, the wheel of fortune. I don't know if I said that the first time, but if you check the degree point theory, this is the wheel of fortune, okay? All things shift and turn, literally, okay? So we need to understand that Sagittarius, 21 degrees, has an unconscious energy of Virgo, okay? Which is happening with this Virgo energy and this Virgo new moon. So this new moon in Virgo, we must understand, like, how have we allowed ourselves to reach this place of when we're really blocked, hopeless, and then that hopelessness turning into, oh my God, like there's nothing I can do anyway, so I might as well let this happen to me, right? I lost my job. My coworker told on me and that made me lose my job, okay? Or this person in power has essentially used their status and used their reputation to put me in this, and it's kind of like this blame energy. And then when it's overreactive, you start wanting to say like, there is no God, or like you start blaming God and being angry with the divine, angry with God. And God, why did you do this to me? And this is definitely a hyperactive chakra. So again, we'll stick to that close to the end. I'll tell you some of those physiological cues, some of those hyperactive energies of how a crown chakra with Virgo can show up. So that way you can recognize, okay, I'm out of alignment. Flat, blank, simple. I'm out of alignment. I've become very dogmatic. I am now using my mind to sit there and essentially attack people outside of me. And anyone that does not agree with my thought process and how I do things, basically they're wrong. And I'm only going to make space to attract people that agree with that. So what does that do? It helps me stay in this dogmatic energy where now I only have space to listen to people who agree with what I already think and how I want to exchange my goods, my monies, properties, okay, my service, whatever your service. I'm in the service industry, right? Like, you can go on my site, you can create an exchange, you can literally drop money into a website, you can book a reading, and then on the other side, you get spiritual healing, literally, logical enlightenment on what has been happening from the spirit realm to bridge the gap from this to that. That's a service. This is Virgo. Now, this also comes cleaning ladies. Like, we have a cleaning lady here, and I shouldn't be saying this too loud, but I've been noticing there's some changes happening with the cleaning lady, and like, she's frustrated about X, Y, and Z. She's like, I'm doing more work, but I'm getting paid the same. So these are the times where you want to set these new moons out where you feel like you're doing more work than what you're getting compensated for, even if that compensation is in a partnership, energy, love, grace. Okay, it doesn't have to be the physical exchange of monetary gains. This can be a house, a boat, a car, right? This could be anything. Taurus is what we have. It's our resources. So with the grand earth trine, All right. If you put the diligent work to it day by day, step by step, not trying to solve everything all at once, I promise you from now to 6 months from now, whatever you have as for foreign affairs, financial gains, being able to more effectively use your property, because like I said, the vulture energy came, and the vulture can, what one man's trash is another man's treasure kind of energy. This is what the vulture is here to remind us. It's like you are truly resourceful. Okay, your intuition is at an all-time magical presence. You can see the past, present, and future. But in order to do that, we need to transmute these things that we once felt have oppressed us in all the earth energy. So everything earthly, you have this tax, you have this bill, you have this agency or this government that blocked you from X, Y, and Z. This is the grand earth trine. This, we are now going to have a lot of ease. Okay, this retrograde energy, we have to understand, you might be confused right now. You might not know all the answers. You might only know one or two things that you can do. For me, myself, like for example, I know one or two things that I've been working on with all my energy, my heart, and my soul. Right? One that has been finishing the membership in the midterms. Last Sunday we finished that. I could have sent their stuff out yesterday, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself grace and compassion. I'm going to say, look, today's 2 days later, I'm going to send their stuff today, because this was a huge 2 months worth of midterms. Midterms is not just stressful for the people and the students taking a midterm, it's stressful for the teacher. Now, for the first time, me being out of university, out of college, I was in a position to be giving midterms and realizing, wow, you know what? I got that much more respect for educators who create a curriculum and who have to follow the curriculum through on timelines and be willing to set and change the things which need to happen. Everything didn't go to plan, okay? Being willing to change and transmutate what was eventually at one point oppressing me and pushing me down. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to make it through this? And what I had to do was be honest and approach this with grace and not dishonor my soul, my body, my energy, and myself, and try to force my way through. This is the quincunx relationship between Virgo and Aries. All right. So for this new moon, definitely if you have Aries energy, like me, or if you have Virgo, Pisces, Aries, Aquarius. Yeah, or if you have Aquarius energy, you're going to quincunx this Virgo energy between Aquarius and Aries. So this is saying, as we step into, this is preparation, because we already went here, but it's preparation. As we step back into Pluto and Aquarius, not too far from now, we're going to need to experiment with our diet. And this is one of the things that I've been having to do. I have a lot of Aquarius energy in my chart. Aquarius moon is one of them on the unconscious side. Okay, Venus in Aquarius is another one on the unconscious side. So in my relationships and how I attract monies, monetary gains, harmony, okay, with my hopes for the people I'm relating with, my hopes, my dreams, my networks, my connections, I needed to experiment and change. What am I doing here on earth? Okay, now back to the Virgo, I had to change my diet around. I had to realize I had to change my sleep schedule. My sleep schedule went a little haywire here. I was playing around with it, and then I needed to change it again because I realized that I wasn't able to put out this Virgo new moon. I wanted to do this for 2 weeks now. It didn't work. My sleep schedule was off. I had to switch it up. Now I'm back to waking up at sunrise. Now you see the sun getting strong, but it's not too strong yet, so I can be here without being too hot or too cold. Literally. Okay, I had to start eating a little bit less salt in my diet. It was making me bloated. It was making me uncomfortable, not allowing me to sleep well, not allowing me to go through the day without being like, oh, and I got a lot of Cancer energy. So my gut is not okay. I'm not okay. My intuition is not okay. My clairvoyance is sitting there and it's kind of, it's shaky. My clairsentient is getting a little like, I don't know what I'm feeling. Again, so the shadow of this Virgo energy is Pisces, and it's not dishonoring, the shadows. The work that we need to do in the dark, the stuff that we're never going to get praised for. Okay, Pisces is not the energy, nor Virgo. These are very humble signs. They don't get praised for the shadow work, for the stuff that no one sees, for the ways that they've had to accept themselves and not dishonor themselves, for all of the dark narratives. We have Hathor that just pulled up, okay, Queen of the Skies, the one that allows us to come home after being in the spotlight all day, going to war with X, Y, and Z on the earthly realms that we explained, the bills, the cat, this, that, rent, client, plants, okay, you know, going to get groceries, all of the daily things, cleaning your house, cleaning the little corners of your house that you have not cleaned in a long time. Your house is your subconscious mind, is your dark unconscious. Okay, when you don't clean that little corner, and it's been years, it's been months, and you haven't cleaned under the refrigerator, understand there's a symbolic meaning of that from the spirit realm out, right? And as you do this, you're going to realize that was the chaos. So when you take care of the chaos there, guess what? At a conscious level, you now can bring light, the sun and the moon on Virgo, on what needs to be cleansed. Your skin, your small intestines. I had to go back to drinking my teas, drinking the, I never could say this word properly, Ginkgo bilobi, my moringa, okay, my arnica. I have this in Mexico. Come here. When you come here, all right, for the retreat especially, check out the retreat. If you come here to Mexico, you want to definitely go to the herb store because you're going to get these natural herbs. It is dirt cheap. I think we came out of there with like $25, and I'm not kidding. I had a box full. I currently in my house have a box full of herbs that you've only read about, okay, on the internet, and they say it may help you with, you know, cardiovascular disease and diabetes and, you know, dyslipidemia. It may help you with that, but it's unproven. No, I'm telling you without a doubt, this is the original medicine, okay? Homeopathic medicines, natural organic medicines, the type of stuff that Virgo wants. Now you start implementing these things in your life, this Virgo new moon from now, 6 months from now, I promise you, whatever you are here to manifest, it will come true. I highly recommend you manifesting this and cleansing up your crown chakra and having faith in the divine, having faith in the shadow work that you're doing, that, you know, it may not pay off in the way you think you want it to pay off, but that it will in the earthly realms. Okay. So let's check in. Now, the critical point that we have here, we also have the trine coming from Pluto to Uranus. So one of the things with the Uranus energy is that we're getting ready to permanently transform what we feel has oppressed us and locked us from having money in alignment with our natural talents. Okay, so like for myself, for example, a natural talent for me, I'm just a shaman. Like I've always been this, even when I denied it. Okay, Virgo was like, Virgo in this mythological standpoint, she and Scorpio are two of the energies, the feminines that went with their dark feminine energy to hell. And they did all the dirty work that all the other feminines didn't want to do, who then had to chance, like Taurus, to experience the sensual pleasures and have people feed them grapes and rub their skin with aloe vera and do all of this stuff that Virgo and Scorpio pretty much had to be doing the shadow work, in the meanwhile going down to hell, working up and cleaning the dirty parts of not just our intestines and our mental psyche, but pretty much like Lilith, addressing and being a part of this dark feminine energy where we swallow up our demons whole and we integrate them, just like Callie, literally. And we can't just cut the head off and watch them grow back 2 heads, watch them grow back 8 heads. We had to learn to swallow these demons and integrate them and put them as a part of ourselves. Now, this is where we have to transmute that energy. And then eventually, when we work in the higher energy, we have to transfigure it, more like Jesus. So look at like Christianity and most mythologies from a more symbolic standpoint, and realize that how does it make you dogmatic in the science and the religions where you don't see this symbolically with Jesus and his crucifixion, and how he transfigured and came back as a pure source of light who lives forever. Jesus has already come back a long time ago. Okay, Jesus is a part of everything. It has transfigured. So we're waiting for this rapture for him or her, or this energy that represents Jesus to walk through like, I have come back, my children. And it's like, bro, like, I'm sorry, but shut the hell up. Like, it's time to grow up. In all sincerity, the myth of Jesus is real, and it is a part of us, and it is here. Same thing with the myth of you could try to shut me up all you want. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Why can I do that? Because the shadow work. Point blank, period. I'm not afraid of you. Period. I'm not afraid of what you think about me, about my beliefs. All right, so we move back. Now, the key thing with this is our natural talents are going to be able to gain the resources that we need to survive on a day-to-day. Now, it may not look like that now. It's mad retrogrades going on. But right after this new moon in Virgo, we have Mercury going direct. on the 15th. I think the day before. So, wow, our minds are going to be super clear. So cleanse your house, cleanse your environment, cleanse your gut, cleanse your small intestine. Do what you need to do to take a poop. Eat some prunes, okay? These are some of the ways you can physiologically deal with some of this stuff. Eat some prunes, eat some apricots, it'll help you poop. Eat some oatmeal, get some extra fiber in your body. Cleanse that stuff up. Drink more tea regularly right now. Green teas, drink it more regularly. Be a little bit calm. Don't overact. Don't overdrink on the caffeine right now. Don't overact your crown chakra so that you can use your intelligence to block yourself from your connection to source energy and understanding, okay? Now, the last thing that we have was the opposition from the moon and the sun to Neptune, which again, bringing light to our delusions, bringing light to our wealth in all sincerity, because it's happening at the 26th degree. The 26th degree is a degree of extreme wealth. Check out the degree point theory to understand how that works and operates for you, all right, with the PDF we have that's connected. So it's extreme wealth. Being able to find how do we climb moralistically, authentically, in a very earthly manner into our soul, literally, okay? And when we do that, how can we change how we feel about all of the things that we felt have oppressed us and all the ways we have dishonored what we truly need, which literally is accepting that evil and good have always been a part of different cultures, religions, and mythologies, because everyone else except for this lively generation in the Western culture especially has demonized, sex and pleasure and you know gluttony and hedonism, whatever it is. Like, oh, these things are bad. It's like, no, they're not bad. They're a part of our human experience and one of the beautiful parts about living and being alive. So integrate that and learn to moderate that and learn not to do it in copious amounts. That's part of the opposition. Get rid of the copious nature of how you drink alcohol. Learn to be able to drink a half a glass of wine and take a sip. And until you can't do that, maybe you need it to be absent. This is why a lot of times Pisces energy are absent from sex. They're absent from alcohol altogether because they can't handle it and they only know how to do it in copious amounts. But if you can learn how to do this and take a sip, you'll be able to experience that and pour the rest down the toilet and be perfectly happy and still get that sensation of being high on life. Now, these are some possibilities. So this is the opposition energy. So the Neptune in Pisces is the real focal point of this grand kite, this kite energy, and this on this new moon in Virgo. And that's the focal point. All this other earthly grand trine energy and is basically all about the opposition going to Neptune in Pisces, which is our connection with God and dissolving all boundaries and illusions. 222 on screen with a 7, meaning we are literally on track, dissolving all illusions that you have around God, around the myths, around transfiguring something, meaning turning and changing the entire form. Okay, not even being able to recognize it from where you started to where you are. Damn, the bell, that's the church bells. I can't get more clear than this, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button. If you didn't do it yet and you have been considering, there is time for you to apply. I think we honestly are like 2 spots left. I lost track. 2 to 3 spots left for the retreat. So that's that. Okay. I also want to make the announcement that I extended the early bird. We're going to say, we said 2 weeks, September 19th plus 7. It's at least after September 19th. The early bird was over September 5th, but I was a little hazy. I was a little confused. I was in my rest. I was figuring out other stuff. So I really didn't get to announce the early bird to y'all. So we're going to extend it for 2 weeks. I'm going to say from today. So September 19th. I don't know what the next week is. What's 19 plus 7? I'm blanking out. To the 26th. I'm going to say officially right here until September 26th. I'm going to start making announcements about this today. If you're on this, the early bird is extended, meaning, and this is why, because I wasn't clear the first time, meaning if you look at the document, the presentation where you can then apply, it's going to be an early bird category. You're basically paying about total, I think like $500 less. It's going from like $3,000 investment on this retreat to about $2,500. Okay, and so your monthly investments are literally less by like $100 each month along the way. So I wasn't clear about that. Prior, I was like, look, if you didn't make it before this, then you're paying the $2,000 if the whole thing wasn't in. I wasn't clear about that. That's my fault. So an early bird for the retreat, if you make it in by September 26th or earlier, you're going to literally be able to use that $500 on your flight, and which should be less than $500. I can get you flights for less than $500. Literally probably like 250, 300, but whatever. And that'd be the next $200 that you can use on buying your crystals, buying your gems, buying those herbs, buying things that you can buy in Mexico for $100 less, $50, and still have 150 to go ahead and do whatever with. Okay, put it towards your deposits. So that said, this is my Virgo new moon message. Manifest in these areas. I guess what I did not tell you. I got some stuff to tell you. My bad. I promised you some stuff, didn't I? Physiological cues. If you're having nerve pain, if your crown chakra is blocked on gate 47 or Virgo, if you're having nerve pain, if you're experiencing a neurological disease, if you have issues with your pineal gland, or it feels blocked, okay, or it feels calcified, breath work can help that, especially fire breathing. If you're experiencing mental illness, if you feel depressed, if you're feeling insomnia, okay, these are the physiological cues in your body that something is off, okay, that your crown chakra is blocked. Now, next, if you're underactive, here's some of the spiritual cues. You feel disconnected. You feel lonely. You're having learning difficulties. Your mindset is closed, like we said. You're feeling hopeless. Your higher self is disconnected and you know it. Your belief that there's a higher power and a divine being working behind the scenes is off. It's disconnected. If you have no trust in the universe, all of these are significators of having an underactive crown chakra. These are the spiritual cues. Now, if you have an hyperactive crown chakra, here's what it looks like. You have a spiritual addiction. You can't stop watching tarot videos. You can't stop being on YouTube, and you can't stop doing candle magic. You can't stop relying on trying to do some forms of magic. If you are being a spiritual critic, you don't believe in Jesus, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in, or opposite, I don't believe in it, I'm atheist, and you're being addicted to that energy, okay? If your lower chakras are misaligned, okay, root, sacral, and your yellow manipura. If you're feeling the pressure with humanity, you feel like humanity is seeming like they're like the humans, their relationships, your connections, your coworker, you're feeling pressure by humanity itself. Hyperactive, spiritual cue. If you feel overly intelligent, usually, like I said before, you're using the dogmatic mind and the hopeless nature to reassure that, only people that have the same level of intelligence where they block off all connection and they use only the mind and you only can listen to them and hear them, okay, you're being overly intelligent. This is the quincunx again to Aquarius. And you're feeling dissociated with your body. Again, Virgo takes care of the body. Now, if you have a balanced Sahasrara, which is the crown chakra, you're feeling whole and united. You feel blessed by spirit, by source, by God. You're feeling connected. You feel wise. You feel stable and you feel grounded within all that wisdom. You're connected with your spirit and you have no mental disease, no mental illness. Your pineal gland is operating, it's open, it's not calcified. Now here's some affirmations or how you can balance. You allow yourself to sightsee phenomenons. Literally, you allow yourself to sightsee phenomenons. This, for me, sometimes this might be the simplicity of you see somebody with a golden aura. I talked about this with a story I gave in the membership the other day. Swim in the ocean. I went swimming in the ocean. And prior to that, I promise you, a little bit of what I'm saying right now was a little blocked. I went swimming in the ocean, and when I went to the ocean, I went every day. Except for the 2 days that the ocean was angry, but that's part of the shadow work. It was the angry emotions inside of me. They were like, do not access me right now. Recognize my anger. Recognize my fury. And there were storms. It was raining. And the ocean was like, look, it's going to swallow me. And I was like, I'm going to respect you. I'm not going to dishonor you. You need your space. Be angry and rage. To balance, don't do technology, especially before bed. Okay, set a ritual, especially before bed, where my partner and I we have a ritual where we do reflections prior. I'm going to leave that out for now. But it allows us not to go to sleep just watching TV right prior, but to do this ritual. Eat purple fruits. Berenjena, what is that in English? Eggplant, purple onions, whatever, more purple fruits. Prunes, like I said, purple fruit. Okay, blueberries will count for a part of this, even though they're blue. and vegetables. So purple fruits and purple vegetables. I'm thinking sweet potato. Okay, now you can also visualize purple or white lights. You can close your eyes. And I'm visualizing in my small intestines in a moment, there's purple and white light cleansing out my gut, getting rid of the excrete, the waste, the nutrients that I use and suck them all up, and the rest I got it out of my body that were poison. I'm now bringing this through my crown chakra and all of the mental facilities. And I'm cleansing that. Boom, just like that. Now, your final affirmations. I know, because this is the crown chakra, so you know. There's a knowing, okay? There's an embrace, there's an understanding. I know or I understand. I know and I understand that there's more than me. 1. I know and I understand that I am all things. 2. I know and I understand the impermanence is a part of life. 3. Buenas. Let's say this again out loud. I know and I understand that there's more to me. I know and I understand that I am all things. I know and I understand impermanence is a part of life. Things will wither away. Now we're going to close our hands, and on this slap, you're going to see a golden and a yellow dragon. They're here to protect your heart and to protect your finances. They are here to protect your heart and to protect your finances. They are here to protect your heart and protect your finances. Visualize a golden and a yellow dragon. They are protecting you from greed, from covetousness, and from wanting what other people have, from material temptations. They are currently also protecting the golden light within you, your ambitions. They're protecting you from being power hungry. They're aligning your work and your passions and your personal goals with the heart space. This is an emotional fusion to do things in alignment. Love. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hit the thumbs up and the likes button. Check out the retreat. Check out our membership if you want to join in. We're going to meet again in the next 2 weeks. So with that said, we're beginning a whole new curriculum. This is a beautiful time to come in. You don't need to know anything we did prior, but understand you will have about 9 to 10 months worth of access to a vault of so much wisdom that I've been working on. Like in 6 months from now, you best believe that things are going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to really, this is a grand earth trine on a new moon. Oh yeah, you best believe I'm working with this energy. I'm manifesting. I'm writing my goals down. I'm going to take the time. I have been taking the time. I couldn't even do any videos because I was taking the time. You best believe I'm going to maximize this. So I highly recommend you do. Say these affirmations. Okay. Check in with the physiological cues, whether you're hyperactive, overactive, the spiritual cues as well. Okay. Check in with the golden and the yellow dragon. Do some breath work. Open up your pineal gland. Come to the retreat, and we're going to help you do all of this and so much more. All right. Because you don't need me. Point blank period. And I don't want you to. I love you. See you soon.